What is up, YouTube? We are back for part 2. Part 1, we did like a glowy base foundation look so you guys can know how to contour and get that highlight on fleek. Part 2, we are gonna take it up a notch. So if you have that dinner, that event, anything like that to go to, she's gonna show you how to bump it up.
Yep, that's exactly right. Whatever Paige said. So we're going to focus on doing like a darker sort of eye and maybe more of a neutral lip so that you'll be able to take it from a day look into a night or an evening look.
Perfect.
To begin with, I'm going to be using by MAC Cosmetics. It's a paint pot and it's called Soft Ochre. This is an important part of your eye makeup routine because it is a primer, so it's going to help the eyeshadow last a lot longer. It has silica in it, so what that does is it stops the eyeshadows from creasing, and it also helps the eyeshadow have the vibrancy. So I'm just using a blending brush and I'm just going to put it all over Paige's eye. So I just focus most of the product on the lid and I just sort of wiggle the product just above the brow bone. If you're at home and you're doing this, you could also just use your finger. Like that could also work. If it saves you going out there and buying a brush, you could also, I also recommend using your hands for this.
Yeah, I used to think like makeup was so hard, but once you just get the technique down, and you have like the product, it's not difficult.
Not at all. You just have to be patient, and if you are going to be playing and experimenting, maybe don't do it before your big night out. Maybe do your little your practice sessions prior to it. One of my favorites is like I live by this. So this is some sticky tape or scotch tape. So this is going to help you with the placement and the angle of your shadow. So if you're finding that you're having difficulty with like blending and it's going too far out, this is going to help you stick within that guideline. So I just put it on the back of my hand just so that it's not super stuck to Paige's face. I don't want to rip her eyeball. But so the way that I place it, I line it up with the arch of the brow. So that's going to give me the angle that I want. And then I just place it directly underneath the eye and press it down. And that's now going to help me with the shape that I'm wanting to create. So same thing on the other side. I'm going to be using by Zoeva. This is the Cocoa Blend eyeshadow palette. I love this palette. Like, it's got really nice earthy neutral sort of tones, so you'll be able to wear some nice day looks with it and take it into a nice evening sort of look. So I'm going to be using some of the darker colours on Paige today, but to begin with, I'm going to start with a transition colour, which is Substitute for Love. So the transition colour is usually placed in the crease of the eye. So that is just through here, the little socket. I'm just using a blending brush as well. This one's by MAC. I believe it is the 224. So I like to, when I'm blending, I like to place the brush on and then pull it back a little bit. The kind of motion or the feeling that you want to feel when you're blending is that it's skimming the surface of the skin, sort of like a feathering, soft motion. If you're too hard and too rough, it's too much to start with. So you just want to be really gentle and really build up that product, rather than pack it all on at once.
So how long have you been doing makeup?
For probably about 6 or 7 years now, I would say. I started actually with doing photo shoots in the industry, and it's just because I knew like a few people. And I wasn't qualified or anything, and then I figured that I actually really enjoyed it, so I was like, all right, I'm going to do this professionally. So I went and studied for a year and got my diploma, and then I started working with MAC halfway through my studies, and yeah, I was with them for a few years, worked my way up, and then realised I need to do this freelance. So yeah, I've just been doing it for about 5 or 6 years I think now. and I love it. It's the best feeling when you make up someone, and that reaction is priceless when your client is over the moon.
Oh, right.
It's the best feeling. So next, on a flat brush, I'm going to take the color Subtle Blend, which is like kind of like a bronzy, deep brown color, and I'm just going to press the product. So by pressing, you're going to pack on the color as opposed to wiping it. By pressing also, you're avoiding any fallout, so the eyeshadow dropping to the bottom of your eye. I'm just softening out the edges. It is a process, so you do want to take your time with it. It is a lot of back and forth, but once you get it, the end result is definitely worth it. If you wanted to, if you weren't keen on a heavier sort of look, you could leave it at this. This would be, I think, still beautiful enough to wear out, but I do want to go a little bit more. So I'm going to take the darker color from the palette, and I'm just going to focus this part on the outer V of Paige's eye. So I'm just going to press the product on again with that same flat brush, just so that we can get the product on, and then I'm going to soften it out with the blending brush. This is just going to give you that smoky sort of effect. It's all about building, guys. You'll get it. It just takes some time.
Yeah, and it's better to go like little by little because you can always add.
Whereas you can't really retract, so you're best to start small and build it, because taking away is just too much of a nightmare. Next, I'm going to take the highlighter that we used on Paige's face, Champagne Pop by Becca, to highlight underneath her brow bone. So you can use highlight colours in eyeshadow palettes, but I like to use the highlight that we use on the face so that there's continuity in the face. So I'm just placing it underneath Paige's brow bone with a flat brush as well, and that's just going to be the highest point, and the light will reflect really nicely from there. I'm also going to place it in the inner tear duct, just to open up that area. If you do have any darkness in the inner corner of your eyes, it's a really nice place to pop a highlight. It also, if you find you've got closer eyes that are sort of placed together, this will help separate your eyes a little bit more. The next, I'm going to coat Paige's lashes with the mascara that's called Better Than Sex by Too Faced. Let's put it to the test. It's actually a really good mascara though, like I can vouch for it. So I'll just get you to close it.
Mascara, there's so many out there.
I think it depends on the person's preference and what the condition of their lashes are. I personally prefer something that's a little bit more voluminous and kind of thickening.
Oh, right.
Just because I generally like to wear false lashes anyway for length. But there are a number of mascaras that are really good. I know by MAC there's one called Extend and Play. So if you have really small, fine lashes and you struggle with like really big brush wands, I would recommend something like that because it gets in really nicely for someone that has smaller, shorter lashes. I'll just get you to look up for me. It's always good to coat the bottom of your lashes as well because it really does open up your eyes. If you do have smaller eyes, I find that this definitely makes them a lot more open looking. So don't miss this step. And because you've set your under eye makeup with a powder, you shouldn't get any transfer. And if you do, maybe look into getting a waterproof mascara. I'm just going to be placing some false lashes on Paige lash line. So whatever you do, do not place it on your actual lashes, just place it just above your lash line because you don't want to destroy your own lashes. And to remove false lashes, I just recommend like a cotton bud or a Q-tip. Just use like an oil-based remover, or if you don't have anything like that, maybe like coconut oil. Just rub it at the lash line and then you'll be able to separate the bond and you can then reuse your lashes. Oh. And if you look after them well, you can get like several uses out of your lashes.
Smart tip.
Mm-hmm. Just open. Ooh, look at that wispy lash. And stay close to me. And then we just let the glue dry. And then once it's dried, we'll just pop a little bit of that liner back over the top of the glue, just so that it blends really well, because you don't want to see, even though it dries clear, this glue is actually by a brand called Duo, you do want to make sure that it is blending properly. So lastly, I'm going to pop a colour on Paige's Lips by Gerard Cosmetics, and it is called Mile High. So this is a liquid lipstick. I love liquid lipsticks because they stay on for so long. Like, you could go out, you could eat, and it'll still be on.
Really?
Yeah, liquid lipsticks are my favorite.
Great, something I'll have to buy.
Yeah, just another thing. Just another thing to add to the list. But I definitely do recommend liquid lipsticks. So I'm just using a lip brush. You can use the lip wand that it comes in the tube. And I know Gerard Cosmetics has a lot of sales on with their liquid lipsticks, so always just look out for a sale to save some dollars. Now I'm just going to line around Paige's lips with another Gerard item. It's called Bel Air. It's one of their lip pencils. It's just a very similar color to the lipstick. I like to line the lip after. I mean, it depends on what I'm feeling. Like, there's no real rules to where you start but I like to do it after because then I can correct the lip shape. So if you're someone that has like a disappearing lip line, this would be really helpful to do it after. And also when you're lining the lip, I like to start like from the outer corners and bring it into the Cupid's bow because it gives you kind of more of a rounder lip. I find if you start from here and go downward, it gives you kind of like a straight slant. So it kind of gives you like an angry looking lip, which is probably not the best sort of look. So if you start from the outer corners and curl it, it just keeps it nice and soft and round. And we are finito! I need to show you what this looks like. Where is my little palette to show you? Yes.
I've missed it. Oh my gosh, it looks so
Your
good.
eyes look incredible.
Oh my gosh. So this is the finished product. Yeah. So we took our day look to a night look. So now you can have your makeup for your Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and your dinner events, all that good stuff. I'm gonna put all her goodies down below, her Instagram, her website, and even her email if you guys wanna contact her about inquiries. But thank you so much for teaching everyone.
Oh, I'm humbled. I hope you all have learnt something new and you've been able to take something away from the experience, and thank you for giving them that option.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you next time.
Bye.